This episode of the Party Loaded podcast is proudly sponsored by Audible.com. Check out their awesome catalogue of audiobooks with over 180,000 titles to choose from. And be sure to grab a free audiobook on us and support the show by visiting audibletrial.com/endgame.
Let's party.
Hello, welcome back to the new year of Party Loaded. This is Party Loaded episode 58. It is 2017. We have a new year, we have an old crew. My name's Luke, and we have tonight joining us, as per usual. If you've been listening to the show for the last year, you would become accustomed to the dulcet tones of Ollie. Hello, Ollie. How you doing?
Hello. I'm apparently dulcet. I'll take that compliment.
You can take it.
So dulcet.
So dulcet. We have Jam as well, who's a different kind of dulcet.
Happy New Year!
And we have Mimo. Hello.
Hello, Happy New
You're
Year.
not dulcet.
No, what?
You're not dulcet, your face isn't dulcet.
Your mum's not dulcet.
Had it with you today, Ollie.
Oh,
We spoke for like 5 minutes.
We're off to a cracking start. Is
did I
it
do?
actually? I actually
have
can't
popcorn.
decide. Is it insulting to say that a lady has dulcet tones unless she's actually like a vocal
Yes.
artist? It is. Okay, cool. I was gonna say it. I didn't. Thought better of
It
it.
is?
Glad I did. Awesome.
Wait, what?
Well, unless she sings baritone, I guess, but...
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, the last thing I want to do is to introduce you and say, "Hey, here's Imogen. She sounds like a dude." That's not where I wanted to go.
That's not what that means. Dulcet is sweet and soothing.
I'm aware, Ollie.
Yeah, that's not what that means at all.
I know, but it's the way it's construed. Anyway,
I disagree. I don't think you know.
okay. Anyway, so you all sound great. I'm sure the break
Great
has done
start.
for
Luke's
the
not
world of good.
dulcet.
No, I don't know. I've got the face for radio. That's it. So that's pretty much all. Anyway, so yeah, Christmas. we got through it. It was a thing. We survived 2016. We're in the new year.
Just...
Did we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Are you sure this isn't hell?
I think we spent too much time together, guys. I think it's time to call it quits. It's done.
No, it was great. Well, I mean, because we didn't kind of get to talk about this last episode because of the timing and stuff. Like, what did everyone actually score for themselves over Christmas in a gaming sense? Did anyone pick up any cool prezzies or do any cool activities sort of between last recording and now?
Nothing video game related, but I have 6 new board games,
Ooh,
which I'm very excited
Sweet.
about.
I actually.
Oh, and I got a PS4. Yay!
Nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more like my father got a PlayStation Pro, and so he had a PS4 that wasn't doing anything, and he listens to the show. So thank you very much for that. And now I can play Last of Us, and now I can play Horizon Zero Dawn, and all of the things I really want to play. So
That's
it worked out okay.
That's a pretty
Now I
awesome
just
present.
need more space for consoles, because now I have 4.
Oh,
So
interesting.
there's a lot for a PC gamer to have.
Yep. Well, your consoles are
problems.
decidedly more reliable than your PC at the moment, so that's probably a thing.
It's true. It's very true. My PC isn't even really a PC. It's a laptop. So
Okay. Well, Ollie, how about you? Did you get up to doing anything or any? Oh, actually, you had a present tale, which I'm keen to see how that went. Didn't you or your partner sort of pick up a NES Classic Edition for some rallies or something like that?
That is correct.
Yeah. How did that go down? Was it as successful as
Did you
anticipated?
keep it?
He's a bit of a grumpy old man, so he was like, "Oh, it doesn't have Tetris on it," but he was secretly very happy.
secretly.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he was very happy that it had Dr. Mario on it. So
Yeah.
that's his favorite game.
Didn't the NES have the Dr. Mario and Tetris combo? I seem to remember
I
that.
have no idea,
Yeah.
but this one didn't.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
I mean,
But yeah, we didn't really have a very gamey Christmas. I guess my missus and I started a Facebook feud over Space Invaders.
Oh, nice.
That's going well.
Nice.
So I've been playing a lot of Space Invaders, and I mean a lot. I think I've sunk maybe probably 5 hours, 6 hours into Space Invaders
Holy
over
crap.
like a few weeks now, and that's not a very complicated or involved game. So that's a lot of Space Invaders.
No, that's the sign of two partners that are highly competitive and want to one up each other constantly.
Oh yes.
Yep.
I'm ahead by 10 points at the moment, and it's annoying the shit out of her.
Nice. So, for anyone who happens to be playing at home, what's your actual score at the moment? Is there a is it
Give me 2 secs. I will find out for you, good sir.
nice?
Doop
Nice.
doop doop. Facebooks, Space Invaders, load 3,650 points.
Okay, that sounds like a good score. I have no bar
I
by
have
which
Puts
to
no
judge
me
it.
at.
measure, yeah.
I've cleared the first 4 levels.
Okay, interesting.
Doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah, but it is Space
isn't,
Invaders.
But you have to remember, I'm playing it on my mobile phone. I'm not
Yeah.
playing it on a PC.
That is true. And I don't know, those sorts of old school bullet hell games are a bit harder than we remember, I think, as well. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyway, when you have that time to dedicate as a kid to sort of, perfecting those reflexes as opposed to, trying to fit in a 5 minutes here or there on a mobile as an adult, I think there's a fair gap in skill between the two times. So, interesting. Space Invaders, who would have thought it? Jan, what have you been doing? Anything interesting?
So I got Rocksmith for Christmas, but not a guitar. I have to go and purchase a guitar because no one was sure precisely what I wanted. They were like, here's some funds to go get your own. So that's exciting because I've tried it out at a friend's place and it was cool.
Is this the game that works with
Don't know how to
actual
play
real
guitar.
guitars?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've mastered the guitar controller. Now I need to see if I can. Oh, I have the patience to learn real guitar.
I think
But
you're
no,
going to do
other
great.
than that, I mean, I buy all the games that I want when I want them. So I'm a little tricksy to buy games for. But
Usually-
I played a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd imagine you're usually the sort of, let's surprise Jan with something that she wouldn't otherwise know about kind of target audience for gift giving.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or let's not just touch video games because she's got it already.
Yeah.
I dropped really unsubtle hints that I wanted Rocksmith. Like really unsubtle.
Put it on the
So-
fridge.
Just
That was
like
arranged.
posted notes. I want Rocksmith for Christmas. Just everywhere. all over
to
the
my
house.
to my brother, Sam, organize everyone. Make it happen.
Just while
So,
he's
yeah.
sleeping, just whispering in his ear.
Nice.
Ew. Super creepy.
Yeah.
Well,
Effective.
I had the ultimate gift chicken with my my wife Lisa, and I won or lost. I don't know how these things work anymore, but I didn't. I wasn't going to get her anything because we both agreed to not give each other anything, and then of course I got sick just before Christmas, and then we had to cancel our holiday plans. So I thought, well, I better get her something as a consolation prize. So I bought her a new iPad Air, and she still got me nothing, and I don't think she felt real good about that. So.
Oh snap!
Oh, it's okay. Whenever that kind of thing happens, my birthday's like literally the next week. So if she chooses to turn around and do something about it, she always has the opportunity. So
Ulterior motive much?
He's a super cool
Only
guy.
you telling the world for internet points. You're like, do birthday.
No. I mean,
You get internet points?
if I
could've
get
been
internet
accumulating
points for
internet
buying
points.
Christmas
Telling
presents-
everyone how fake generous he was.
Oh, I see. I'm with
No.
Fake generous, not even real generous.
So fake.
Well, I mean, getting Lisa an
Hi,
iPad,
Lisa!
realistically, it's a present for both of my sons too, because they tend to share the thing pretty heavily. So 3 out of 4 people in our household end up using it. So I consider it's, like a gift to the house more than anything. That's all right. That's all right.
Actually,
win-win.
Luke, did you want to talk about the cool thing we did for your birthday?
Yeah, we probably should actually. We, I mean,
Because that was pretty cool, and it was game related.
Well, we all got together and did a bit of gaming over the break. So we had like a board game catch up with one of our old friends who lives over in the UK now. A guy by the name of JJ, who I used to podcast World's End Radio with. We both started that show a good sort of 9 years ago now. So he was back for a short trip, and we all caught up with him because we all, of course, are part of that sort of gaming group or high school group, as a couple of you sort of may be. Played board games all day. And then a couple of days ago, I celebrated my 37th, and we all went and did an escape room for the day.
so old.
So yes, we can't all be in diapers like friggin' Dolly. Yeah,
You've just dated the whole show.
yeah.
Everyone's like, he's 37?
What? Switch off now.
He's so out of touch.
That's funny. Look,
Just forcibly removing their earbuds.
I
I'm
had
not listening to
never,
this crap.
I had never done an escape room before, and
Oh, man.
if I'm not mistaken, you guys hadn't either. Like Ollie, I know you were planning on doing one soon, but I don't think any of us had actually done one before. Am I right?
Yeah, I'd heard of them. I knew
had
the
done
concept.
one before.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like, throwing yourself into like a live action, I hesitate to say video game because it's not really a video game. It's just like an augmented reality kind of situation. So you get locked in a room. You generally have to solve a whole bunch of puzzles in a particular theme. And then the ultimate solution to the thing that you're in usually involves getting out of the room that you're in. So the one that we did was themed around the tomb of Tutankhamun. So very Egyptian sort of temple theme with lots of hieroglyphs around the place that we had to decipher and, tricks and traps involving sort of light and, compasses and all sorts of crazy stuff. So, yeah, I had an awesome time. I don't know about you guys, but that was a seriously cool way to spend an afternoon.
Oh, yeah. It was so good.
I was very
good.
impressed.
I was worried I was going to have a panic attack and claw at the walls, but I was fine.
Yeah.
I
I'm
even
glad you
helped
didn't.
a little bit. I participated.
Everyone participated. It was great. That was the magic. The group of 7 that we had, someone would say, oh, I found this thing, say a few words out loud. Someone else would go, oh, I know where that works. Like it was, there was a flow to everything. We didn't seriously get stuck.
No, I think so.
And accidentally did stuff and went, oh, look at that. But the mechanisms they have, the contraptions, they were amazing. I didn't expect it to be that technically capable. It was brilliant. I had so much fun.
No, it was cool. It definitely did sort of give me a little bit of inspiration in terms of things that I would like to see in other sorts of games. So, and I spoke to Ollie about this afterwards. Like our brains were ticking over in terms of running future D&D sessions with puzzles and traps and things. And I kind of looked at some of the stuff that we were doing and was like, man, this would look really good in a video game. Like, trying to. I kind of don't want to give too much away, but I guess most of the people who listen to the show are never going to go into the exact one that we went into, so it's probably not a huge risk. But yeah, like there were, puzzles involving reflecting light.
Spoilers for...
Yeah, anyone who happens to live in Perth and is going to go to the Ultimate RuneScape, do not listen because we're going to maybe talk about a couple of things that might affect your experience. But I don't know how long they keep these things. They rotate them from time to time. So, yeah. Anyway, but without going into too much detail, lots of really technical, tricksy bits and pieces, light, weight, electrical things, just all sorts of weird stuff that you wouldn't expect. So, it blew me away. And my wife, who sort of did the thing with us as well, she's not a gamer at all, and I think she was a bit nervous about being stuck in a room with a whole bunch of nerds that actually, do this kind of thing, not for a living, but for a second life, and sort of feeling like she'd be struggling to keep up. But she had a really good time and sort of contributed pretty well to a couple of the puzzles as well. So yeah, it was good. It was a very very inclusive activity, even with 7 of us. So sounded pretty good.
Good fun.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was kind of other game stuff. So should we talk about what actual video games we've been playing over the break? Because there's a couple of things we've been.
Well, video game.
Yeah, well,
Singular,
video game.
mostly.
That's not entirely true. Let's start with you then, Mr. Dishonored 2. You finally gotten that thing completed? You ticked that box?
I did tick that box. I finished all 9 chapters of it, and it was exactly what I was hoping for.
Nice.
So I am very happy.
So now,
and for those of you that have actually played the game, I can hold my head up incredibly high and nose upturned because I actually figured out the Jindosh lock. So for those of you that play the game, you get to the Jindosh lock. I'll just say, without cheatsy doodling, I spent half an hour with an Excel spreadsheet figuring that shit out. So that's my one I did this amazingly in Dishonored 2. But apart from that, yeah, I liked it because it was more of the same, and I'm okay with that because more of the same for Dishonored is more of that delicious cake, and it still tastes delicious. So I'm okay with that.
Nice. Delicious cake is always delicious. Well, it's good that you finally finished that one. It's been a couple of months, but it's been nice over Christmas to actually play a couple of smaller bite-sized games, and I'm only going to mention one here because the other one we're going to talk about is certainly a lot smaller. So we got a couple of presents over Christmas because a couple of you ladies were quite generous. Mimo, you being one of them, you bought us a little gift on Steam, which was what?
Yeah.
Ultimate Chicken Horse.
What the shit is Ultimate Chicken Horse?
It's a multiplayer game where you play as different animals and you have to get from point A to point B using various platforms. At the beginning of the round, you'll get given sort of, in party mode, you get given sort of random obstacles and you have to place them so that you can get to the end, but also to try and make it difficult for everybody else. Mm-hmm. You get points for being first, you get points for making it to the end. You get points for tripping people up on traps, but if everyone makes it, it's too easy and no one gets any points.
Yeah.
So it's
I love that you
fun
bought us
little
a
game.
platformer.
I know,
It's
right? And
entirely
I'm not bad at it. And I'm not bad at it.
It's one that doesn't actually have like a definitive end, so she doesn't get caught in the trap of not being able to finish it.
Exactly. And it's a multiplayer.
Yeah, it's
And
a
you can
multiplayer,
dance.
and you can dance, and your cute little
It is
animals, and
adorable.
you do a little like dance at the end because you're finished, and you can get hats and outfits and cool stuff. Yeah, of course I was gonna like
Yeah,
it. You know, I've
this
seen this a
game is
couple of times.
basically
and
Imogen as fuck. This is the way I would describe
It's
it.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's super fun. I was very excited to get you guys all playing it, and it's been on my list to buy you guys for Christmas for a long time.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, welcome.
We managed to capture
Hopefully
some.
everyone had fun playing it.
Managed to capture some
Oh,
gameplay
yes.
footage the other night of it as well. If I can cobble that together, because there might have been a couple of issues with it, but I think it'll be all right. We'll chuck that up, and everyone can have a look at us being ridiculous.
So what Luke means is he made an absolute fool of himself and then went, oh, my audio didn't work. Whoops. So now no one's going to hear
no, my audio's
how
broken.
stupid I was.
What a shame.
For the record, in case it doesn't make it into Luke's recording, there was a great moment where he said he just acted smug as shit and then immediately ate shit about 5 seconds afterwards.
Yeah,
It was
And then his
hilarious.
audio conveniently
Death.
broke.
It wasn't just like
super
a
weird.
little smug
Convenient.
laugh, it was like a big smug.
Yep. The smuggest.
You guys are shit. Then it was gold.
It was great.
I went from
and I
being
wanted to
infuriated
immortalize
to
it.
laughing.
if I
very
narrowed down the amount of times that I've done that, I would still have a long list to get through. So let's not be too specific
That
here.
one was just so poetic, though. Aw.
No,
I'm
it was a
sad
fun game.
now.
It's really good. It's
Yeah.
a really, really great game, and I recommend if you've also got people that you play with online or you want to come play with us, join the Steam group and see when we're on and send us a message because we're always welcome more players if we're one short or a couple of short. It's a really fun little game. It'll be a nice little warm up. I wouldn't say we'd play hours and hours and hours of it, but
Nah.
I definitely had a chat to Jam and I'm like, let's go through and unlock like all of the outfits.
Yes.
And all of the different characters and all of the levels and everything. And the great thing is that it's online multiplayer. It's not local co-op like a lot of the games on Steam. So, and it's in the Steam sale, which is over now? Question mark.
I think it is, yeah. I hopped
Damn.
on and a lot of the stuff that they were advertising on their featured part of the store today wasn't discounted like it was last week. So I think that is it. We've, yeah. I mean, I got what I needed to get. I don't know if you guys picked up anything on the Steam sales. It was kind of a case for me of I've still got a bunch of stuff I haven't played from the last Steam sale. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't remember specifically getting it, but Rise of the Tomb Raider's in my library, so I think I got that in the Christmas sale. I'm
Question mark?
confused.
I love it how
I'm
like
confused.
normal people
I'm
go,
impressed.
go out on a huge night of the piss and come they wake up in a gutter somewhere with a tattoo they don't remember getting. Jan wakes up and is like Steam bills. in her inbox.
I'm pretty sure what happened and why I've forgotten is because it was the same time that I bought 7 Days to Die for us. Which involved several transactions because you can't just load up your cart with
it's so
multiple
annoying.
copies of the same game. So I think
that would make sense.
like somewhere in there in the middle is when I went, oh, that's half price. I'll grab that. So yeah, that was a fun surprise for me today. I went,
I've got an
this
extra
game that I
game.
want. Yay!
Well, tell me when you're going to play Tomb Raider, Jam, because I want to jump in and play that one too. And we can sort of pace each other and chat about it as we go. That'd be cool. Do you,
Oh, can we now?
Well, possibly. I mean, Imogen's played a bit of it. I don't know.
I'll finish it first, mate.
Oh, really?
beat you.
You want to play that
do it
game?
better
All right.
too.
Oh, yeah. All right. Fuck you. How
God.
far did you end up getting, Imogen? You were about a third of the way through, or you're not quite sure?
Maybe just about a third.
About a third. All right. I do remember seeing it at your place one
on
time
the
and was
old
very
Xbox.
impressed with how it looked. So, yeah, it looks kind of cool. All right. Well, anyway,
Like
Jam, you
it.
mentioned 7 Days to Die again, so we should probably talk about our fun activities in that game over the last couple of weeks, because I think collectively we have
fun.
put a shit ton of hours into that game. I looked at my Steam hour count the other day, and I was up to about 90 hours in. So
What the actual
I'm checking.
crap, guys?
Yeah.
I'm on 88.
88.
I'm on 88.
Alright,
My
I need to load up and
goodness.
find out mine now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Concerned.
Do not think it's anywhere near 90. It cannot
It's not
be
gonna be
90
that.
hours.
Well, Jamie's
It's that,
brother,
I'm
not
gonna be
spend
horrible.
Jamie's brother
working
beats us all hands
Fortnite
down.
playing
He'd
that
be up
game
around
that week.
150 for sure, easily.
No, I'm pretty sure he's around me
Oh
because you forget
shit.
we played for several days before he joined us on different servers.
That's true.
So what happened was a friend of ours, after we got into it and we had some fun, but we were getting frustrated jumping between people's saves. A friend, thank you, Mark, you're a legend, set up a persistent server, private server for us. And then suddenly there's 15 people playing together. It was amazing. Oh my God, the shenanigans.
Yeah, it was the game of the summer
And
for us,
being
for
able
sure.
being able to cooperate with that many people and split tasks up and being able to focus on one little thing, whatever you felt like doing, and knowing someone else would handle, the hunting and the wood chopping and all of that. Just, it made it so enjoyable because you didn't have to sort of run short on anything or split your time too hard. And, oh my gosh, the difficulty scaled with us. So if you have 15 people on, Horde Night becomes utterly insane.
Times 15.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah, I have 50 hours in the game, which is a
Wow.
lot more than I thought
I
I'd
have that as
decent.
well. We can do
Yeah,
50
high five,
throws.
Ollie. Good job.
Yeah, internet high five.
Yeah. So that
Well,
The sound
High
effect in
fives.
there, Luke.
that is still a lot of that is still a lot of hours. I mean, when you think about the four of us collectively, putting in well over 250 hours into this game, that is insane.
And we're a fraction
I'm
of
actually
the
a little
group that was
sad
so
by
playing.
that.
But the thing is, like,
I love it.
a friend of mine contacted me and they're like, oh, me and my friends, we've been playing this other game and blah, blah, blah. I was like, mate, we've been playing 7 Days to Die. And I think between 10 of all of the people who were playing on that server, we would easily crack over 1,000 hours cumulatively in that
Yeah,
game. It's
I think so.
absolutely insane. But saying that, it has reached a point where we're kind of like, I think I'm a bit done. I'm not sure. Like, I logged in there with Jam and did some maintenance stuff. And I was like, let's go play something else. Like, it's just,
Yeah,
it's not
I just
holding
hit
my
that-
attention so much anymore.
I need to
It's
start
too easy.
balancing.
Mm.
Yeah. We need balance too.
You had your binge.
I
Yeah.
did.
Now you
And
feel
real
bad.
life-
You're like, ooh.
Well, real life smacked me in the face again because I'm back at work. So, yeah, balance. Shut up.
I just reached a point where, if I'm not online with people, the game wasn't holding my interest. It's not like Minecraft. I can't go and do my own project kind of thing. And it did. Although, and the last time I played got the life scared out of me the last 2 times I played. So it's really
my poor
stopped being
ears.
my game.
What
Yeah,
was it,
sorry,
Imogen?
guys.
Was it dogs? Was it the dogs again?
It was not the dogs. It was not the dogs. I opened, it was after a Horde day, and I opened the front door expecting there to be like a dead zombie on the ground that I would search. And like 3 zombies lurched at me very suddenly, and I screamed very loudly.
Oh, yes.
For everybody on the Mongol server to hear, and I had to apologize many times. I was very scared, and it was just it wasn't a dramatic thing. It was just that's what my body did when that happened. Like, it wasn't something I could control, unfortunately.
If there's one thing that this entire holiday experience has taught me as far as entertainment value goes, it's that collectively we need to engineer situations this year where we get Imogen being recorded playing more horror games. This needs to be a thing that happens.
Good luck.
I mean, I'm
Far
okay
out.
with this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Imogen would be, though.
Didn't Ollie didn't we have an agreement if Ollie did something, I would play a horror game, and he still refused to do it? I just don't think the commitment's
I
there.
can't
from
even
you
remember
guys.
what that was, to be honest.
I can't remember
But
what it was
you
either.
just refused. I was like, that's cool.
Was
That's
it
cool.
was
I
it Heroes of the
want to
Storm?
play
I think it was
horror
Heroes of the Storm.
game.
Playing,
Oh, I think it was.
playing Hots. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
stuff that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thi-
Yeah, I was
this
like,
is a
jump
while
on
ago.
and play Heroes of the Storm with us, and I'll play a horror game like millions and millions of years ago. Millions and millions of in a time long ago, far, far away.
Many episodes ago.
Many episodes ago.
Well, we are up to 58 now, so that does, put us a little bit longer in the tooth than we would have been before. But yeah, no, it's good. I mean,
It's true,
The
yeah.
thing that I found with 7 Days, and it's why that my style of play sort of changed a bit midway through. Like we had the big group of us building this massive fortress, Fort Nope, as we ended up calling it, because it was just like, zombies come and see it, and it's just festooned with spikes. It's like, nope, you're not getting in. This thing was just massive, and it kind of made Horde Night to me like a little too easy. Like it was a little too well defended, and because we were all kind of working on it, it was just like, I felt like there wasn't any real sense of ownership, sort of compared to what we'd been doing earlier with just the four of us. So I sort of, went off and built up a little outpost somewhere which could be useful to the rest of the people on the server, but, was separate to the main base. And I had a much more fun time doing that. Like, it was kind of, just a chance to get into the construction stuff, learn the crafting system of the game a bit better, and kind of just, work everything out from scratch again. And that was really, really fun. So... and it could always run back for Horde Night and still, do the big sort of tower defense mode with the zombie hordes and that kind of thing. So, I thought that was a good way to play. And now that we're at that point where people are literally digging tunnels between bases and we've got mini bikes and all sorts of stuff, traveling between those different locations is pretty freaking easy compared to what it was originally. So... it's not a big issue at all. Like, I literally logged on the other night and Jamie's brother said, so I've dug a tunnel between, like, both of our locations, and I was thinking about the logistics of that, and I was like, how on earth did you do that without spending, like, a week doing it? But he did it in, like, a night. So it's like, okay.
He got his auger and a
Yeah.
crap load of fuel, and he just goes, and straight lines it.
Just drilling underground. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we learned a few lessons about digging underground, didn't we, Ollie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What happened? Oh, Ollie,
I have no idea.
Oh, the Hole of Doom.
Yeah.
Under the potatoes. Oh, man.
So what happened? I'll explain this story.
Tragedy.
So what happened is myself and Jamie's brother Sam, we were like, we're going to look at some mining because, mining apparently is a good way to get resource in this game and, saves a bit of scavenging, gives us something to do at night because it's safe underground, that sort of thing. So we're like, all right, we'll build a test mine down the back of the base, just down a bit and then, there's not much here. All good. Up we go, done. And we sort of forgot about it. I then log on I want to say 4 days later in real life time. To find out everyone losing their shit because the base has almost collapsed, the zombies are digging at the floorboards, that sort of thing. Turned out they'd fallen into that mine and just dug their way to the base underground, bypassing all our defenses. So Sam had to go full Resident Evil with shotguns and clear out the mines, apparently.
Yeah.
It was a honeycomb of tunnels. It was phenomenal.
was
and
welcome.
the potato patch was collapsing in.
You're welcome for the entertainment.
You want to get ants? Because that's how you get ants.
Terrifying.
Oh yeah, take it, zombie ants.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad the building didn't collapse. That would have been
That would have been
unfortunate.
the best.
Did you see how much of the foundation was exposed?
Oh yes.
So much.
It would
There
have
was a
been
hole
rather
underneath
close.
the outside wall, the whole thing.
It was so good.
Not so.
So good.
There are some
all there fixing it going,
unexpected
"Good one,
parts
Ollie."
of that game.
Sam is partially responsible as well. It was a joint mine.
Yeah. You weren't there, we blamed you.
That's entirely fair. I can't argue that.
That's okay, Ollie. I can't criticise you too badly because I am, after all, the guy who rocket launched himself into oblivion by targeting a zombie within our own walls.
Called it.
Yeah.
Called it. Don't let Luke have rockets, Jamie said. It's a bad idea, Jamie said. He pointed it at our base.
No.
Inside our base.
I didn't point it at our base. I pointed it inside our base.
You did.
Yeah.
Inside the base at our vegetables.
It did the job. It only took out 3 sort of stalks of corn at the same time, but, killed me in the process, so that wasn't
and
real
a
great.
bunch of platforms.
And then left your brother on his own to defend the place against Horde Night while I was
and fix
respawning
it
somewhere.
and patch it. Oh dear.
That was funny. No,
good
look,
fun,
the game has some pretty unexpected mechanics in it that are a lot more detailed than I think we originally gave it credit for. So it's I think it's held our interest for longer than it otherwise would have because of that level of discovery and surprise. Sort of working out new bits and pieces has kind of kept us really sort of entrenched in sort of coming on and pushing boundaries and seeing what's going to happen. So, yeah.
And the crafting progression, zombie difficulty has scaled with our experience, which is fantastic. It's kept it engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And the crafting progression has meant that our strategies for resource gathering change as we hit each new level of something.
Yeah.
So for a long time, it was just purely wood and stone because, we wanted to build up the base a bit. Then we started getting other bits and pieces that required clay and coal to start making steel, but then we were able to make bullets, so now we never have enough nitrate. It's pretty remarkable and thoroughly entertaining.
Mm-hmm. And apparently the next big update that's going to come to the game at some point in the near future is going to add bandits. So when we actually have to deal with things that are not just mindless shambling zombies and actual dudes that shoot back with firearms, that's going to be really tough. So
The most difficult thing at the moment's when a cop zombie like spits bile at us from a distance. That's pretty much the only ranged thing I've seen.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
That's gonna
just
be interesting.
discounting the fact that we haven't really done any PvP stuff because that would certainly liven things up a bit as well.
Apart from
so-
accidental PvP.
Well, yeah, yeah.
That's why Luke's built on another island, not sharing his bits and pieces, fortifying his own little. Yeah,
We have
see,
multiple
I'm
rocket
onto you.
launches. It's fine.
I'm onto you. I think he does too, though.
Yeah, I've got like 8 of
Yeah,
the
but-
things.
And you know,
He can
he'll
only shoot
pull
one
the
at a time.
first.
We can shoot multiples at
true.
a time.
I
can
vote
do
for
barrages.
preemptive action.
I'm sharing
Preemptive
everything I've got.
Action, anyone?
I'm happy to share all my rockets
Let's
with you,
undermine
Jam.
his base, Jamie. Let's undermine
I'm
his
gonna
base.
trap the shit out of your base.
All right. Well, it looks like things
mean,
are
no,
going to
I'm
get
not.
interesting. Yeah. Anyway, we need to stop spending so much time on this game because there's plenty of other things to spend our time on. There's lots of stuff coming up in the next few months. So yeah. But I know it's been good. It's been a really good Christmas present for all of us. So thanks for that, Jam. That was awesome. It was good times. Good times. All right. Well, anyway, let's kick into some gaming news of the week. We've got a very, very small amount because, as to be expected this time of year, there's not a whole bunch going on. But we can kick back to something we discussed sort of in December, which has just closed out this week, in fact, and that is the announcement of the winners of the Valve Steam Awards. So. Listeners may remember us sort of mentioning this a couple of episodes ago. So Valve have run a competition for 2016, which is sort of a whole bunch of a little bit more interesting categories, let's say, than some of your typical Game Award kind of setups, recognising a lot of games that have come out on top in various different ways, not just that have been released in 2016, but sort of games that are available that have had a big year in one way or another. So some of these things have actually been out for quite a while, but are being recognised for still being on the radar for a lot of people for different reasons. So we have the list of the winners, and we could probably whiz through these reasonably quickly. You guys got this up on screen as well? Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so I'll call out the categories if someone wants to call out the winners. So, villain in most need of a hug went to who?
Portal 2!
What?
Yay!
Is it
Wait, was it for
GLaDOS,
GLaDOS
though?
or Wheatley?
Yeah.
Is it Wheatley?
Both. Yes.
It just says the winner is
It's
Portal
both.
2.
Yeah.
I don't think Wheatley needs a hug. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. So that's the problem. It's villain in most in need of a hug. They didn't actually announce villain for this one. They announced game title, so it's probably a bit broken in that respect. But anyway, who knows? Next one was, I thought this game was cool before it won an award, which went to...
Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Sure.
Which makes me really want to play the game.
Yeah, that was
It's
on your
so
radar.
Oh my
Right.
gosh. I'm adding that as my vote for... Yeah, okay.
That's your
Done.
party game of the
Oh,
month.
Jamie,
That's
yes.
my party game of the month option. There you go. Wish granted.
Nice. Test of Time Award, of course, went to Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls V. So,
Of course. It had to.
well, there were some good contenders there. I mean, Age of Empires 2, Civ 5, Team Fortress 2. There were some really good ones. Just 5 more minutes. Ollie went to what?
CSGO.
Supplies!
Do not get it.
That
I'm not
surprised me.
surprised by that.
I thought
That really did
Civ
surprise
would
me.
Get it. Honest.
Rocket League's in there. Rocket League.
I think you
Well,
underestimate
yeah.
how... Remember, it's community voted? CSGO
I know.
community is
It's got a
fucking
huge
huge.
crowd.
True,
Yeah.
That's true.
Is Rocket League really
very true.
and just 5 more minutes game anyway? Like, aren't matches longer than 5 minutes?
Yeah, one more game. One
Yeah.
more game.
Yeah.
Not much, though.
One more game.
The Whoa, dude, went to who, Jam?
GTA 5. Wee-hoo!
Hooray!
Yeah, so some
Love
games
it.
some
Well
games melt your
deserved.
face. Maybe it was a crazy plot twist. Maybe you just got your wisdom teeth removed. Either way, this game blows your mind, and I think that was probably a worthy winner. Game within a game
Absolutely.
also went to GTA 5 because, holy shit, yes, there's so many mini games within that title. It's ridiculous. So totally unsurprising there. Imogen, who got the I'm Not Crying, There's Something in My Eye award.
The Walking Dead, and I have to say that's probably a big fandom thing like CSGO.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
having
There's
played this game,
Some
like,
other things in there.
this is the first season of the Telltale Walking Dead series, and I will say that there is something that happens at the end of that series which definitely fits this. So,
Spoilers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's up against
they all
this
die.
war of mine. You heard about that
Yeah.
game?
yeah.
Anyway, and Undertale, which was a huge cult following.
Yeah.
I didn't cry from it. I guess I was kind of sad. I don't know. That
Undertale
was
has a
weird
huge
one.
cult following, but I don't know if it fits the whole I'm not crying sort of thing. But I don't know.
Oh,
Best
I
use
don't
for
know.
farm animal went to Jamie.
Goat Simulator. So that was me. Oh, damn.
That
I
was
got
me, but
excited.
yes.
I thought you
Sorry.
called Jamie a farm animal.
I
there
was
for a
trying to
second.
get
I was
that
like, wait,
impression, so no.
Her.
Goat Simulator, yeah.
what? Har.
The Boom Boom Award, of course, went to Doom, which totally fits because it fucking
Because it
rhymes.
rhymes. Boom, boom, doom.
Although I really want to try
Yeah.
out Broforce. That looks just
Broforce
atrocious.
is brilliant.
Is that the PewDiePie game?
Highly recommend. It is a multiplayer game, yes.
But is it the
Brace
PewDiePie
your
one?
loins
players.
with up to 4 players in a run and gun as dozens of different bros and eliminate the opposing terrorist threat.
It's
Yeah,
so
that sounds-
good.
Oh my
I love the
God.
shit out of Broforce.
Let's be
Sounds-
bros.
and Just
Brace your
Cause 3.
loins. Brace your loins. Okay.
Those loins need bracing.
Yeah.
You can't have your loins
Yeah.
flapping about. Come on, you gotta brace that.
When evil threatens the world calls on Broforce, an underfunded, overpowered paramilitary organization dealing exclusively in excessive force. Whatever.
Well
You got to
done.
say like dealing exclusively in excessive force. Get
Yeah,
the-
sorry,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
there you
have
go.
Get the announcer
so I
guy to
don't
do
get
it.
Had to
that
one
low.
up you.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. That's exactly what I did. He just had to redo it.
Oh, sorry.
Try and make it better.
You had to get the bro onto that one. I'm sorry.
You basically just mansplained me doing the Broforce fucking tagline.
I must
you
admit-
are literally the worst person.
Mansplaining
Oh my
Broforce
God.
is pretty fucking meta. That's what I'm gonna say.
2017, less mansplaining.
How about Les Luke?
Luke.
Speaking
Yeah.
of what we just went
Everyone
through,
say I.
Love-Hate Relationship Award went to one of Ollie's favourites, which of course was...
Dark Souls 3!
Someone get the
Oh, we
last
killed
one.
him.
Killed him.
Hooray!
Oh,
I'll
God.
continue in his steed. Sit back and relax went down to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Apparently, it's a very relaxing game, driving trucks around. You wouldn't know that if you ever spoke to a truck driver.
It
Sad.
has
Um,
been added.
Metro
it has
was in
been
that
added to the
category.
list.
Better with Friends went for Left 4 Dead 2, which I was a bit annoyed that Gang Beast didn't get it, because Gang Beast is pretty good, as is Magica. I think Left 4 Dead 2 got it again because it's a much bigger community.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead 2, that being
there's a
said,
lot
is a
of
lot of
nostalgia
fun.
there.
Yeah. Magica 2,
that's-
making ass mines is the best.
And Don't Starve Together is great too.
No one who hasn't played that game will get that. Everyone that's played that game would be like, uh-huh,
Arse mines.
fine.
Okay.
ass mines.
I feel like
Well,
I
the
have
best
to...
thing about the Steam Awards is that it's community voted. So, of course,
Exactly.
the games that are super popular, maybe we'll see the same people nominated. And maybe some categories won. You'll have to challenge.
Showing us
current
why
winners.
diplomacy
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Well, I think they'll absolutely do this thing again in a year's time. But what my prediction is that Steam will probably announce totally different category lineups. So they might have a couple of them repeat, but I think it would probably be in their best interest to change it up quite a bit and get other things being recognised with a fresh set of eyes.
Well, the
So-
community voted awards, like the ones that were, the community sort of voted for the category and had people nominated, they will change. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, dovetailing onto the back of all of that, Steam also announced a bit of data during the week about their best sellers of 2016 as well, which was interesting. They actually split this into different categories. So they had platinum right through to sort of gold, silver, etc., and some titles on there that were pretty expected. Sort of mainstays over the last few years in terms of volume of players sort of getting involved in them. I mean, you had your Witcher 3s and your GTA 5s and your Civ 6s and that kind of thing. There were some interesting ones though. Like I was actually quite surprised to see Warhammer Total War in the platinum list.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was really, really
That
good
was
to
very
see.
surprising.
I mean, it's a great game.
I think
just didn't
everyone
think it was
was
that
waiting
popular.
for it. Yeah, I think everyone was waiting. I think that one is like the twofold. It's the Warhammer guys and it's Total War guys. And if you're a Total War fan, you were waiting for a game like this to come out for a very long time. So that didn't really surprise me. And I think it's a good price point.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
be honest,
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be much more expensive than that. So
Yeah.
accessible.
Well, one thing I will say about Total War Warhammer as well, Creative Assembly have done a really good job over the last 6 months or so since it
really
came
have.
out, adding content to the game. So there's been a lot of DLC added. They've got, they've added Beastmen as a playable race now. They've just had a huge update with the Wood Elf content, and there's extra sort of areas added to the map for each of those as well. So yeah, really, really solid game. I would love to get back to playing that at some point.
I think I'm going to pick that up soon. I hope.
You should.
Now
You will
I'm
love
just a
the
bit
shit
worried
out
about
of
it playing on my laptop, though. So is my only concern about big games like that now.
Yeah, that might be a borderline call actually, because it is a
Because
fairly
it's
intensive
not the
game.
specs anymore. It's just the gremlins that live in my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
They decide what I play now.
Yup. Or we won't whiz through the whole list, but just maybe a couple of the extras in gold, because that's pretty high up on the list as well. So we had Stardew Valley in gold, which surprised absolutely no one, I think. We had Ark Survival Evolved up there as well, which that's a game that's sort of been played with a bit of bad press in the last year, which seems to be reasonably popular, but it's one of those situations of them sort of, having a game in alpha that they're, releasing paid DLC for, which is always something that stinks a little bit to a lot of people.
Ugh.
So, yeah, I don't know, but it's got, mostly positive reviews, so it's obviously getting a bit of a fan following. Warframe's another one that's kind of been on my radar for a little while. It's a free-to-play co-op third-person action game, which I would really love to try out with you guys at some point, because it's supposed to be very, very good. So that might be a future pick for me on the Game of the Month list, depending on how that goes throughout the year. So
Also, it's free.
yeah, free-to-play. It's good kind of price.
The right price.
Right price, unless there's heaps and heaps of paid content, but this one I'm pretty sure there isn't. I think there's a good part of the game there that you don't need to put any dollars towards. So there you go.
There must be some paid content for it to get gold in gross revenue.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
But yeah.
Don't bring your common sense into this, Jamie.
Well, hey, no, Team Fortress 2's up there, and that'll be all hats. So yeah, no, I get it.
So many hats.
And
So many hats.
isn't the Steam controller in this list?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Not even a game. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Honestly, I saw that and I thought to myself, who the fuck is buying a Steam controller? That is just weird. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, really? Steam
People
controller?
who are ostensibly against Xbox controllers. That's who's buying them.
There are so many better alternatives. Anyway, yeah, we'll just leave that one on the floor. So the other thing that's happening this week is Blizzard is celebrating Diablo's 20th anniversary, which is pretty cool. So we all just hopped on and played some Overwatch before and got some little freebies as well, which was awesome. So, in character portraits and sprays and things like that. So, yeah, have you guys all played the Diablo games? Is that something that... I know, Jamie, you've played a bit of Diablo before. I'm sure you...
Yeah. Not for a while. It's good fun, but as always happens with those sorts of games, I start playing with people, they outpace me very swiftly, and I just never catch up. But yeah, very well made game. Diablo 3 was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those games that sort of started a little rocky, but became a really, really good polished piece of work after they worked out a couple of the release issues. So, but yeah, they're doing like a whole bunch of little things in each of the other Blizzard titles to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Diablo, which is kind of cool. So in Overwatch, we've just mentioned that there's a bunch of new sprays and a player icon for your different Diablo classes, which is cool. In StarCraft 2, they're doing a Diablo-themed worker portrait, which is, just a minor thing there. World of Warcraft is going to have a bunch of stuff sort of added to the world in various locations, which I assume would be kind of like what they do for some of the seasonal content, like, little quests that pop up with NPCs that are sort of related to the theme. Yeah.
It's been touted as like there being a thin veil between worlds at a certain place, and the two worlds have sort of merged somehow. So I don't know how they're going to play that, because strangely, Diablo is one of the other Blizzard games that has some characters that are not dissimilar to the World of Warcraft characters. So I don't know. It's kind of like an ulterior, like alternate universe. So
yeah,
it's a bit weird. So we'll see.
Well, the game, of course, that's like perfectly suited to any sort of tie-in is Heroes of the Storm. So there's a Diablo-themed portrait up for grabs, and there's a new Brawl map as well, apparently, which they're using for the promotion period. Now, Hearthstone, I was actually aware that they were going to do some Diablo stuff in Hearthstone months ago, because there was actually an update that went through, and people who paid attention to the patch notes actually saw there was a huge bunch of Diablo-themed cards added to the game. And we all sort of looked at it and went, that's really weird. That doesn't seem like anything that could be like a major release. It must be like a themed Brawl thing. But of course it's going to be for this. So there's going to be a Tavern Brawl where he has like a custom deck that you have to battle against, which I'm sure his custom deck will be a Diablo themed deck. So yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Looking forward to playing that Brawl. I think that'll be out. Cool. I think it might be out tomorrow, actually. I know it's coming up real soon. So. Nice. Yeah, so there you go. Good job, Blizz. And just on the topic of Blizzard stuff, we all tested out the new Overwatch Oasis map earlier tonight, which went live today. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
It is acceptable.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to use the jump pad or anything like that, but it's very pretty. Like it's very Numbani-esque to me, is what it sort of looked like. Yeah. I like it. We'll see. We won, so I'm a bit biased.
I liked it because I did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did good.
I think
Yeah.
that there was a bunch of areas on those maps that lent themselves really well to some of the crazy sort of play of the game stuff that you see from, booping people off the map or wall riding and that kind of thing. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see some of that stuff come out. It was cool.
Catwalks and things as well. So some players can start using their mobility sort of more out in the open, which is kind of cool.
Yep. And the last thing that we probably have to talk about tonight, news-wise, is just a kind of little bit of GTA 5 online stuff. So anyone who was sort of on the ball enough to log on to GTA Online on Christmas Day would have gotten some freebie goodies. So there was a couple of sets of Christmas pajamas and a unicorn head mask you could pick up for free if you logged in.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, I know.
I did not know
I totally
this.
missed the boat. I was dirty about it.
Now I'm devastated.
Jamie
I got
loves
on
pajamas.
Boxing Day.
Yeah.
I got
She
some
loves-
pajamas, but I didn't get a unicorn head. Uniform head?
We'll buy
It's a uniform
We'll
head.
buy you a unicorn mask. It's okay, Jamie. You'll just have to wear it all the time. But if you missed that, they do have something coming up.
do it.
For a new anniversary mode. There's going to be a what they're calling Vehicle Vendetta, which is coming up. Basically, you get to ride around having a vehicle-on-vehicle battle with a whole bunch of random pickups, which do different things. So one of the pickups turns you into a rhino tank. One of them transports you onto having the bike that they recently had with the Tron-themed expansion. What was it called? The Nagasaki Shotaro with the light trail? Yeah, that's the one.
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and a whole bunch of other sort of things. You can repair your vehicle, become translucent,
Some of the boosts change like the opponent's brake and acceleration buttons.
That seems cool.
Like reverse the buttons, and so it's kind of like GTA Mario Kart on steroids. Looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm really
Love
sad.
it.
Man, if there's one thing we need to do in the next few months, it's sort out your GTA problem, Imogen. We got to get you back on that game again.
You're telling me. I miss it so much. I want to play it all the time. If anyone's like, what do you want to play? My mind says GTA 5. My mouth says something else all the time. I want to play GTA.
Oh, well, we did all get to play a game together this month as well as part of our first of the year Party Game of the Month review. So, what game are we reviewing this month? It was Jam's pick, I think?
It was my pick based off a suggestion of Imogen's from months back. And it was Corgi Warlock.
Da-da-da.
Which sounds hilarious. Oh,
It was
dear.
pretty hilarious.
Fairly hilarious.
All right, what the heck is Corgi Warlock? What's this thing about?
It's a little side-scrolling, cartoony-looking thing where you just fight waves of monsters and bosses.
Yeah.
Does that explain
That
it?
description, yo.
That sort of does. I'm
I
trying to
was
bring
not
up the
prepared
official
to be thrown
description.
to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
I
really-
could add to that, but I don't want to be accused of mansplaining. So go ahead, Imogen.
Let's get touchy now.
He's so salty. He's so salty about it. It's basically, it is a platform sort of wave mob and boss fighting game.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But she's
Well,
doing
you
it
said
You did say
I
it better.
have not
I know.
finished my
I'll
explanation.
stop.
Anyway,
I'll be quiet.
It is all about a little warlock named Maya, who happens to be a corgi. He's one to four player, but local co-op only, where Maya the corgi takes on the skeleton bunny king's army against the power of narwhals, fencing bears, and crazed unicorns. And it takes more than your average corgi to survive. So there's sort of multiple levels, and the sort of mobs you get you power up by, charges and things like that. I played with the controller. Did everyone else play controller, or Ollie, did you
No.
Did.
stuck it out on the keyboard?
Yeah, I use the Xbox One controller as well.
Oh man, I started playing this game a while ago because I purchased it and just sort of stopped. And I tell you what, I started playing on the keyboard and it was so difficult. And considering I'm usually a keyboard player, like a PC gamer, it just was super difficult to sort of have the reflexes I needed to on the keyboard. So I'm glad I played it with the controller in the end. It's available on Steam. It is currently $3 US, so we're not talking about, a super involved or, a highly expensive game. You completed it, Luke, and it took you, what, 3 hours?
Yeah, I took a short break in the middle of it just for sort of, kid-related reasons. But I think just over 3 hours was total playtime. And that was with one death. So I don't know, if you die a lot, I guess you could probably add a little bit of time to that. But I didn't have any trouble getting through pretty quickly.
No, it was a pretty cool game. I mean, it's available. It is available just on PC. I'm just having a look at the reviews now. It does not say. But yeah, the local co-op thing was a bit of a sticking point. I would have preferred for it to have been an online multiplayer. I think that would have been cool, and we could have all jumped in together and given it a shot. Add it to the list of things that if it just had that online multiplayer, the game would be so much more fun. But one thing I did think about this game is that it's actually probably fairly appropriate for people to play with their kids. So it's a $3 game. It's not gory by any means. It's fairly simple in terms of control schemes, and if you had two people playing on the screen and you were, a fairly good gamer and you had a younger child, I think it would be an okay game. What do you reckon, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that works itself pretty well for a younger audience is two things, really. One's obviously the theme, as you mentioned, because, it is quite cutesy. It's very sort of, cartoony drawing and, quite friendly to the eye for that kind of audience. But the other thing I think as well is with the controller scheme, it is very good at incrementally adding functions. So you start off with a really, really basic fireball attack, which is kind of just, launching a single fireball in front of you, which you can do pretty much just dual direction, back or front, depending on which way you're facing. You can't really sort of point it upwards or anything like that. And then you sort of add to that during the game with different power-ups. So you get like a lightning bolt attack, and there's like a hyper beam style sort of blast that you get a little bit later on. And it does add to those as well. Like your fireball gets added to over time. You shoot like multiple fireballs in different directions. And there's a few extra sort of controls that get added, like you get the ability to bubble yourself in a shield and heal yourself and that kind of thing. But because it adds to it, like over a period of time and sort of every level or two, you kind of get a new toy in a way. I think for someone who is getting into platformers for the first time, like my kids, for instance, I think it's probably a good stepping stone for them to kind of, gradually ease them in rather than sort of, some of the harder platformers of our youths that are, a little higher on the difficulty scale. I mean, the game does get trickier as it sort of goes on, but I never felt throughout the entire game that it was particularly hard. And I think that part of that was because the platformer element of it was really, really sort of underdone. Like there was a little bit of... Yeah, there was a little bit of jumping around, but I never felt that the platforming played a particularly strong role in the game. Like it was very much just a case of, you can take the high road or the low road in a couple of areas, but you're always going to get to the same point no matter what. Like the platform sections were not puzzlers at all. They were just, alternate routes around enemies essentially. So, and they weren't particularly difficult in terms of like jumping over pits or hazards or anything like that. I mean, there was a little bit of trickiness with regards to attacking enemies on different levels before you sort of get up in their face and put yourself in harm's way, but it wasn't like, I mean, the choices were pretty obvious in most of the situations. It wasn't like you had to really puzzle it out. So that was my thought on that for younger audiences. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in that regard, it's probably, fairly easy to sort of grasp, and maybe for people who don't play games on a regular basis, it could be a good option. I can't seem to find any information on it being on other platforms, so it might be a Steam-only release. But I thought it was good. I mean, I think the art of it is crisp. It is incredible. One thing I would say is that it is very basic. So the more I played it, the more I saw the patterns and the more I started to see like the building blocks that was beneath the art and how it was working and those types of things. And I just ran around holding down the fireball button. Like everywhere I went, I was fireballing all the time.
There was no reason not to do that. Yeah.
There was absolutely no reason. There was no cost or expense. It didn't like blow me back and it didn't slow me down.
Well, there was a cost to some of the other attacks. And the only time you want to stop fireballing is to use some of the other ones occasionally. So... yeah.
Oh, you can keep fireballing and do the other ones at the same time.
Actually, that's true. You can do that too, yeah. Like, actually, the only part of the game that I found that there was actually like a bit of a choice to be made over which attacks to use rather than just spamming everything you possibly could was there's this one point, and I don't know if you ladies got up to this, where like this is literally the only sort of area of the game that sort of was radically different from the rest. Oh, I said radically is a bit strong. Slightly different to the rest. And that was when there's one room where you actually have to defend the pig king from an attack from the army of rhinos. and you basically just have to defend a stationary against a huge horde that comes in. And that was probably one of the trickier areas of the game, because if you don't use your sort of big area of effect attacks at the right times, then the horde will overwhelm you and actually kill the king, and then you fail that level. But yeah, I mean, you spam your attacks, you use your sort of, hyper-powered area of effect ones at the right moments when the big things come on screen, then, you clear the room pretty quickly. But if you just fireballed, you would struggle on that one, I think. So it was a little bit different, changed up a bit, which is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it gives you, I know I haven't finished it yet, but I'm fairly close. And I think I probably will just finish it just for the satisfaction of finishing it, which is kind of nice. And I think if you were going to like sit down and, you had friends over and you wanted to play a quick game, like for $3, I think it's a pretty good one, and you can all play and sit around a screen and give it a go. Some of the negative reviews that I read on Steam were about the co-op and how underpowered some of the other characters are. So it would be interesting to have a go with one of you guys when you're over next.
Is it local co-op only?
Yeah, local co-op. Okay. A lot of the comments are negative because it is listed as co-op and local co-op. It is both co-op and local co-op, but it is only local co-op. It's not an online multiplayer. And it's just because Steam, so Steam says multiplayer and local multiplayer as well. It doesn't say online multiplayer, and I've learned very quickly what that means on Steam, but I guess you could be caught out thinking it would be a game that you would play as a group. So
yeah, it's not particularly intuitive.
Yeah, but it's fun. I kind of like it. I think it's a good pick, and I chose it because it's ridiculous, and I love watching the little corgi's face when it jumps around, and some of the monsters and stuff were hilarious. Like I just fought the Blob King or whatever, and he was weird, and the little pigs that help you in the town, and I danced around with all the kids that I saved from the Blob King, and yeah, it was just it's entertaining. It's not
it's very lighthearted.
It's like exactly right. It's lighthearted. I felt like it was kind of cool when you got like the electric ability or the death beam ability, where you just like melt people in front of you. That was kind of fun.
Yeah,
very satisfying game. Like I wouldn't say I was playing it or like blah 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 blah. For me, it was quite satisfying. So I'll continue to play it. But I think it's a good little game. And for $3, I mean, I don't know if I paid $10 US for it, maybe I'd be thinking differently. But for $3, I'm not really that bothered.
$3 is a completely reasonable price for that sort of game.
Yeah. I did have a couple of issues. I enjoyed it too, a lot. I tried to do a no purchase run through, so I didn't buy anything at any of the stores in the villages, just to see if I could get through. But then I was interrupted, firstly, by a crash. I had a game crash around an hour and a half in. It just shut down.
Yep.
No warning, no nothing.
I had two,
Yeah, it just vanished from screen. And I also found using a controller, I was really irritated. I don't know why it got to me so much, but the cursor stayed on screen, the mouse cursor. Oh. And that was annoying.
That's like a universal thing. I noticed that towards the end of my session when it was crashing. And I was more annoyed by the fact that because it crashed in the middle of a level and it was quite a long section of a level, I was just really bummed that I'd twice gone through this same level, and I was like, I've done this already. It's definitely not a game that I think you'd replay a lot, like as a result.
Well, no, that's the thing. I had, after an hour and a half in after the crash, about 10 minutes later, something else interrupted me, and I just found that I didn't come back to it. I switched it off. I thought, I've seen enough of the game. It's fun. $3 is a great price for it, but I feel like as a single player for me, there was not much challenge, and it was a bit It was really cute. Yeah. I can see how it would be fun with multiplayer, because I think that would be chaos. There'd be a lot happening on screen.
Yeah, your PC you set up to your TV or something in your lounge room, playing with the Xbox controllers and stuff would be really cool, I think. I think it would be good fun. It's a good, maybe good party game. Great. I think it would be a great game if you've got kids who are, wanting to join you and play games, or you've got family, or friends and people with kids that want to give gaming a go. It's kind of fun. It's harmless. There's no foul language or even really any meanness. Any of the yelling or anything at each other is quite tame. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's a...
And the enemies are funny looking.
Yeah, so some of them are so good. I really, really like the creepy bunny boatman. He's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
The big bunny theme in it, was a big sort of draw card for me, being a crazy rabbit lady, which I quite liked. it just was really good. And the poor little spiders. Spiders were some of my
know.
favorite.
They
They
were
were so
adorable.
happy and cute. And then when
you
they died,
murdered
they're like, yeah. So yeah, good little fun game, and I think that's what Party Game of the Month's about. It's a real party game.
Yeah. I only had a couple of complaints about the game. Like, I thought it was fine. I think, as Ollie mentioned, the price tag is wholly appropriate for that kind of thing. I felt like they got a little bit lazy with some of the visuals where things were enlarged. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but on some of the screens sort of moving between scenes, you often had the mini boss or the boss that you were going to be fighting sort of shown in large sort of form on screen. And it just gets really pixelated. Like, it doesn't look good at all. I thought that was a bit, so that would have been a reasonably easy one for them to fix. So that was kind of, I don't know, just sort of broke the flow of the visuals a little bit for me. And the only other thing that I kind of thought was a bit meh was just the repetitive nature of a lot of the levels. Like, it was fun, and it wasn't particularly challenging, which is fine, but there was a lot of repetition, and it's not just the sorts of enemies you were facing; it was also some of the bosses as well. Like like one of the ones that you fight as a mini boss 4 times, I think, is actually a dragon, and literally it's the exact same boss reskinned with a different color with a slightly different firing pattern. So it would have been nice to have a little bit more variation with that kind of thing. But no, I mean, overall the game was fine. I don't have any massive complaints. I certainly think that it's it is what it is, and for what it is, it's cool. So yeah, what did you think, Ollie? Anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I didn't find any. What's the word I'm looking for? I didn't pick it apart hard enough for those sort of things. I was just sitting back going, yep, this is a little bit of doop, fun little things. Wasn't really caring and like analysing it overly much. And for that, it's a good, fun little game if you just want to sit back and relax for a little bit and just do a nice, simple platformer. It is, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it is a very good introductory platformer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In a very similar way to how like Mario would be a very good introductory platformer. Obviously a lot less polished than Mario, but along the same sort of gist in that it builds up very slow. The progression's very good. The art style's cute and adorable, so it's good for kids and that sort of thing. So I liked it. I have yet to finish it. I will finish it. But I overly enjoyed it. And the thing to remember, it's a $3 indie game. It's not going to have that level of spit and polish that we expect from AAA titles.
Exactly.
So I guess I'm a bit more lenient on it in that regards. But yeah, I liked it. I'll finish it. That's how much I like it. I'll finish it.
I do wonder whether the multiplayer will be any good, though. Because the thing I think about the multiplayer, I'd kind of like to see this on screen to judge, but given how much stuff is going on, especially at the later levels, like adding more characters to that, like just seems like it would ramp up the amount of firepower you've got to a degree where it would be just absolutely no challenge at all. Or if the enemies scaled with the number of players you've got on, then there would just literally be no space left on screen. There would just be a ridiculous amount of stuff coming at you. So I'm very curious how they would deal with that.
It would be pretty funny. I think
And that might be where the
I
negatives
did
are coming
like
from.
is that the enemies, even though you're running almost constantly to the right, the enemies are also capable of coming from the left, not just from the right. So I think that would build up.
You had to sneaky turn around and shoot behind you.
Yeah, you get into a rhythm of going, check my 6, no, we're good. So that would add the potential to scale up. It would be chaotic, but I mean, if you had the same waves of enemies coming from both sides of the screen, it would just be intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think Ollie made a really good point. It's kind of like my first platformer. Like, it teaches you a lot of what the basics are. So you have a lot of what's in Mario, like patterns and, a big, scaling of bosses. So you fight like these little things and you fight a couple of big things and you fight the boss. And then after the boss, you go to this and, blah, blah, blah. So it's got sort of teaching you a lot about the progression of a standard sort of platformer. So it's a good point.
Cool.
Hey, I made a point.
So there we go. And that is Corgi Warlock, which I think we all seem to be okay with. So that's a good one. We have to, of course, pick a game for next month. So, Mr. Ollie, have you got the random generator of the numbers handy?
I do.
Awesome.
In fact, have a random number generator.
All right, cool.
Give me a hat trick. Come on.
I got a 2. What is 2?
Ooh, 2's my one. So it looks like our game for the month for February is going to be a little title called Devil Daggers, which
Sounds
I've
like
never
something
heard
I'm
of that.
gonna hate.
yeah.
What is Devil Daggers, Luke?
All right. Well,
Seeing as how this is your suggestion.
I have it up on Steam now. Do you want me to read out?
Yeah, go for it. So I'll just explain that this is one that I actually listened to a really sterling review on recently during the Giant Bomb Game of the Year discussions. So Giant Bomb do a little sort of podcast over 5 days, usually about 3.5 hour shows, where they go over a whole bunch of sort of Game of the Year discussions across a range of different categories. I have listened to all of it, and this one got some really interesting discussion around it, which made me think it would be a great choice for us. So, yeah, go for it. Imogen, what does it say?
Well, first I'll start by saying if I saw this pictures in a list, I'd be like, nope. The description is Devil Daggers is a fast-paced shooter that places you in an abyssal arena to face endless legions of demons. Armed with versatile magic daggers and a fluid movement system, fight to survive as long as you can. It's a single-player game from Sorath. It has a Metacritic score of 83. And it's described as facing horrifying enemies. So it's a first-person shooter and it's horror genre. So super fun times.
I'm watching the trailer right now, and I want to watch you play this.
No, I don't want to. Oh, man.
I just love how Luke said go for it and then went on a 2-minute spiel.
He mansplained before he even had heard what I
did not.
You didn't. That was an incorrect. I'm just pushing fun.
Yeah. No, that's all good.
But no, if they've given it a good review, like it certainly could do with a better marketing campaign, because I'm looking at the pictures right now and it doesn't look grand. So we'll see. If it gets good reviews from the Giant Bomb and the like, then there must be something to it.
Well, keep in mind that I haven't played it yet
Metacritic
either, so this will be new for me also. So we will see. But
I'm sure you're going to love it.
I haven't
Such
picked
a fanboy.
I haven't picked a stinker yet, so I've got that. I've got that to fall back on.
Oh, well, in your estimation.
Well, no, in yours as well. I've listened to your commentary on all the ones that rolled up last year.
Oh, really? Did you listen to what I said about Helldivers? That was a horrible game.
All right. Anyway,
Did not enjoy that game.
cool. Well, that's our game for February. So if you would like to get a game on the list for future consideration for Party Game of the Month, of course you can. Anyone who listens to the show can send us an email at mail@partyloaded.com or drop us a suggestion on our Twitter feed or our Facebook page. On Twitter, we are at Party Loaded Show. Facebook, you can find us just by searching for facebook.com/partyloaded. I guess you could even let us know via Instagram if you want to. We are Party Loaded on Instagram too. Yeah, and make a suggestion. There are some provisos, though, the sorts of games that we're looking for. Ollie, do you remember what those are?
It has to be a non-exclusive, unless it's a PC exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be a physical thing. We should be able to buy it digitally as well. Has to be under $30?
Yep.
Question mark? Has to be able to get a good grasp of it in under 10 hours, so no Final Fantasy 15.
Wouldn't even get through the tutorial.
Exactly. That's like the opening cutscene, basically. No, they've gotten much better since 12.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
That's it. You know
Because I'm a
it.
terrible person.
Nailed it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Woo, I passed.
You did it.
You did.
I got my Game of the Month license.
No. We'll laminate a card for you and everything. Yeah.
We need a license?
No,
Oh, man.
no, we so don't need a license for this. Oh, God. No.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to be a podcaster.
Oh, man, we're about as
What would that
unlicensed
test
as it
be?
gets. Yeah. No. So, yeah, we've got some cool games on this list at the moment, though. So I think no matter what we roll up in the next few months, we're going to get some cool stuff to play. So I'm looking forward to a few of these. It should be awesome. So, yeah.
I'm actually going to play the one that's on there from my list while I'm on holidays, so
Yeah.
I have to change it to something else.
Yeah. Well, that is your right. And I may play that as well.
Euro
So.
Truck Simulator 2. We can have it on the list
Oh, I
twice.
really want to play that now.
Oh my god, let's saturate the list. We'll rig it.
Nice.
Let's rig it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got.
Rig it for more rigs.
We-
Yeah.
Truck joke.
Actually, we got
Terrible
two. We got
truck
two
joke.
truck games on there at the moment, so there's probably a good chance we'll end up playing a truck game of some sort. I don't know. They both look quite interesting too. Oh, who knows? Who knows how that's going to go? It could be disastrous. But anyway, we'll find out next month. So that is a show. We've still got plenty of games to to get through before some of us go back to work. Sorry, Jam, because you are already there. But you've done pretty well for yourself. I mean, 80 hours in 7 days to die. I mean, that's not anything to sneeze at. So that's all right.
I know, but readjusting to real life is hard.
Yeah. And Imogen, make sure you hit us up if you want any PS4 games to try out on your new machine before Horizon comes out. Yep. Some good stuff there.
Yeah, well, Last of Us is top of the list first. Their first Last of Us.
Yep. Well, I have a physical copy of that, which I can drop around to you when we D&D next, if you would like, because I'm not planning on
that'd be
playing
handy.
it. Yeah, in the next month at least. So there you go. All right. Anyway, we should hop off. I think we're probably going to want to do some more Oasis map overwatching. So until next week, good night, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Happy New Year.
The Party Loaded podcast is a Channel Endgame production. For this and more great gaming content, bookmark channelendgame.com.